So when I take this off, this could potentially be put on one way or the other. So I want to make sure that this is going to get put back on the only way that it can go together. So I'm going to just do a couple center punch marks on each side, so I know that this is the side that matches up with each. So if you have 2 center punch marks here and 2 center punch marks here, then you know the side that they'll match up to go on to. And they're just little, but once it's all powder coated, I'll be able to see these marks, and I'll know which side is which. Well, this is the time we find out we are out of wire. Thankfully, I just had the guy from Western Gas Co. bring me a roll of wire. So let's change out my wire roll, shall we? This was nice. It's always nice when it just comes to an end. I don't have to worry about cutting anything. So I always like to roll up my wire. Just got nice new tips and a nozzle. Ooh, baby. Roll it up and it doesn't get everywhere when you throw it in your garbage. So we have to clean everything off of the welder. I'll shut it off just for replacing this. And there it is. That's the culprit. Okay. Feeling tough? I'm gonna go get this other roll of wire. Now these rolls of wire are 44 pounds. So, a couple reps of those and I've done my workout for the day. Oh, take those out. Save it for later. Gotta save those monies. Okay, so when you are changing your wire, you're gonna take all the plastic crap off of it. Some of them come in different ways. You want to check the direction that your wire is coming. Some of them you would put your wire in where your wire is going to come out the bottom, like my other machine. This one you want your wire to be coming out the top. So I'm going to find out where that's coming that way. And you'll also notice that these rolls have an extra little hole on top of them. On your machine, on the back, you will have a little pin on the back. So you want to line those up. So in any case, this will always hold in place. So if you didn't have that, your wheel or your roll of wire could kind of take off and bird's nest, and it is a pain, I tell you. So you want to line those up. And then these guys are usually just spring-loaded, so you will spring-load that guy back on there. And then I unlock my drive rolls, and then you can just kind of open them up, and then I always get this first one in. So find where your starting point is, because once this unravels, it goes really quick. Where's my wires? Where did I put them? Okay, so when you pull your wire out of that little tiny hole that it's stuck in, you want to make sure you have a good grip on it, because if you let that go, it will go everywhere. I have done it. It is no fun. So pull that down. I always just cut a little bit off, because it's usually got a kink in it. your drive rolls. Got the first set. And the second set. So now that's starting to go in to my whip. So I will lock those up. And then I always will pull my liner or pull my whip straight out. Turn this on, put it on jog mode. I usually turn my gas off for this. I'm cheap, I don't want to waste gas. So get that wire running all the way through. Some of these machines have auto jog, so as soon as you hold onto the trigger for any amount of time, it'll pick up that you're holding on to it, and it'll just start shooting the wire out of here. This one may happen, so let's see. Yep. So you just hold on to your trigger until your wire comes out. Why are you not spinning for me? Okay. Something is amok. Why are you not catching? Okay. Okay, so now I will pull the trigger and get this wire all the way through. Now it's all the way through. So you can see what went wrong there. It got almost to the end, and then when it came into this little curve, it got caught, and so this caused me a little bit of grief, just as it wanted to come in. So I tightened up my drive rolls, and then I just pulled it back, because the drive rolls had spun on the wire, it had made like a bit of a soft spot, so it didn't want to pull itself out. So now I have this in here, give it a cut with these guys, and usually when I replace my wire, I like to give my nozzles a good clean out. Clean up my mess. What am I at? Neanderthal. So now, so if you can see sometimes these little nozzles, they get pretty gummed up. So give it a good clean. That's why you have these pliers. They fit inside here. And then you just clean everything out. You want to make sure you can see through every single hole inside there, because that's where your gas comes through. And if you don't have every single hole clean, then your gas won't be coming out properly and you could get porosity in your wells. So that is done. Now I gotta find that stinking nozzle. There it is. So for this welder too, I buy the tapered nozzles and tips. I find that I can get into a lot of little corners when you're doing railings. Sometimes you just have smaller spaces, and when you have the big, massive tips like I do on my other machine there, they're just really clunky and they're hard to get into those tight angles when you have any really tight angles. So these ones, I always suggest you switch over to the skinnier nozzles, because these work a lot better. So just put your tip on and put your nozzle on, tighten it up, and we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, now let's get this thing welded back up. Let's turn our gas back on, shall we? Silly, silly, silly.
Cooking in the microwave, got 3 day bed, I don't plan to shave this. You can think I just got to say, baby, I'm feeling alright. Yeah, I think I'm making some homemade soup. Feel pretty good and that's the truth. She can drink the drug and she's no one just feeling alright. And it's a great day to be alive. The sun's still shining on my eyes. Hard time in the neighborhood, but my dear baby just as good. Yes, it's out there home. Take a look to where she got some home. If you might say out there home, I'm feeling alright. Now I'm getting good and one by soup. Long way to go, get ready.
If you don't mind,